Hello, this is the Tradesight U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Thursday, April 20th and Friday, April 21st, 2017. As usual, we don't really do a market preview for Fridays unless there's something big going on, and there definitely isn't right now. We're in the middle of core earnings season, and this is options expiration week. We did not get an options unraveling move on Wednesday, which means we still can on Thursday. We'll look at that in a minute. Let's go through the majors. So this is the ES front month futures contract daily chart of the broad market in futures form, and you can see that not much happened. Again, let's go through the major indices. So crude oil dropped back. Actually, it gained 20 cents, sorry, on the session at 51.05 after dropping back the day before. Gold down $13.10. S&P cash index loses 4. Remember, it's a break under 23.20 that would probably get things going there. NASDAQ 100 gains 7, still operating under that 13 sell signal. Remember, we're gapping around now because it's earnings season. The SOX index up 5, biotech's up 12, which is really a blip for the biotechs. VIX gains 51 cents to 14.93, which is good. Volatility being back up a bit. Trend gets a high reading at 1.45. 10-day moving average is at 1.37. NASDAQ volume was only 1.6 billion shares, which is better than Monday and Tuesday. Monday being a holiday for most of the world, of course, but it's nothing spectacular. Advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ was plus 579. On the New York, it was minus 168. So basically a ho-hum day overall. Google gains 2.5 points. Apple loses 52 cents. It doesn't look great on Apple, by the way. Amazon down $4.58. Netflix down $3.60. Still operating under that 13 sell signal. The red static trend line is the target there, the dashed line, so keep that in mind. We got Tesla up 527. TLT down 68 cents, but it's been on a roll lately. The Dow Jones down again 118.79. Goldman Sachs closing down $1.50. By the way, that's a 12 now on Goldman. So one more day down, you'll actually have a 13 buy signal on Goldman after all this time. By the way, the Dow swept to new lows. Not that we follow the Dow. The real key is the S&P. S&P under 2320 is an interesting level. We'll see what happens there. In terms of the intraday action, let's take a look. So we gapped up on the broad market. Screwed around for the first hour and a half. Right before lunch, we dropped back to almost fill, and then we filled over lunch, and then it was basically just some back and forth action. Our top pick, TWO, was a long trigger that triggered with market support, worked good. That's about it. There were some other trades too, of course. We had, I think, 6 overall that triggered. Here's a look at the NASDAQ side. So it basically reached down to fill the gap to the tick, and then got a little tiny bounce late in the day. Note the 13 buy signal. Note the risk level it bounced off of and filling the gap. Very technical action there. All right, so because we don't do previews for Fridays typically, let's just look at what we have left for Thursday and Friday. Again, keeping in mind we're in the core 8 days of earnings. There's a lot of earnings coming out on Thursday after the bell. And then Friday is options expiration. So we'll still be looking for that options unraveling move. It's not a triple expiration, but you got to be aware of how those play out. So in terms of economic data on Thursday, we've got at 8:30 a.m. the weekly initial and continuing jobless claims numbers and Philly Fed. 30 minutes into the market, leading indicators. An hour into the market, natty gas. On Friday, the only thing is existing home sales 30 minutes in. And again, it's options expiration on Friday. So Friday's probably going to be a bust. Not that any of these days have been super exciting with the light volume, but we're still getting some stuff done. I would say that in general, well, we'll see what happens on Thursday. That's the key. But by the time you get to Friday, you're halfway through core earnings, and with options expiration, that's not usually a day that they're going to do much unless the earnings really beat or miss Thursday after the bell. It'll be geared up for next week, which is the real main stretch of earnings, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Way, way, way more. Our stocks releasing next week, and that'll wrap up earnings season. And then we head into May already, which is usually still a decent trading month. I would say this year so far has been fairly uneventful. But hopefully something shakes loose soon. Could even happen over the summer. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great rest of the week.